familiar with the musical The Sound of Music, you may have recognized our first song, Do, Re, Mi. Our first set of movements were the universal hand signs, the solfege syllables. We use these hand signs when we sing the solfege using the syllables Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, and Do.
Our second piece is titled Happiness. This piece comes from the musical You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. This musical is based on the Peanuts comic strip by Charles Schulz. The song Happiness is all about the simple things in life that make us happy, even our sisters. We hope you enjoy Happiness.
Charlottetown. This American folk tune is a mashup of several different folk songs. It is centered around a fictional character named Liza Jane. We are not sure who she is, but you will hear us saying goodbye to her many times in this piece. We hope you enjoy Charlottetown.
our next piece, we will be incorporating not only voices and piano, but also the flute. The flute played by 8th grader Shelby Boggs will be playing the counter melody as we sing the melody. My Homeland is a song all about the land that we love so much, wherever it happens to be. You will hear a mixture of soprano and alto parts to create a beautiful flowing melody. We hope that you enjoy My Homeland.
We cannot always control the urge to cough or sneeze, which can become quite a problem in a concert setting. Our last piece, The Kid with the Surprising Sneeze, features Michael Turner on the, solo sections. We hope you find yourself able to keep from sneezing as we sing our last piece, The Kid with the Surprising Sneeze.
surprise. The concert date was getting near. The teacher got a bright idea. The teacher found a famous song where one big sneeze might just belong. One of Haydn's symphonies has a place where you could sneeze. Music teachers are so wise and came a surprise. It was the sneeze, still it sounded Viennese. How they cheered for him that night, shouting the Zootide. Singing their song, Mama's got a place and place where you belong. Even after past success and after many tries, try again and you'll get surprised.
He pulled out all the stops on this one. We have never heard that like that before. Great job. Let's hear it one more time for a 6th grade choir.
Our first piece brings out the attitude in all of us when our parents do not allow certain things. The song Mama Don't Allow will feature different sounds of instruments that Mama does not allow us to play. She would prefer for everyone to sing, but we feel differently.
Mama don't allow no hand clapping in here. Mama don't allow no hand clapping in here. Mama don't allow no hand clapping in here. We don't care what Mama don't allow. Gotta do some clapping anyhow. Mama don't allow no loud and clapping in here. Mama don't allow no foot stomping in here. Mama don't allow no foot stomping in here. Mama don't allow no foot stomping in here. We don't care what Mama don't allow. Gotta do some stomping anyhow. Mama don't allow no loud stomping in here. Mama don't allow no honky-tonk piano in here. Honky-tonk on the ATs. Mama don't allow no honky-tonk piano in here.
song incorporates the Latin phrase Dona nobis pacem, which stands for grant us peace. This small traditional canon comes from Agnus Dei, section of the Mass. These are the only words that are used throughout the entire piece, but definitely send a strong message to our world today. We hope that you enjoy Dona nobis pacem.
In 1997, an animated musical about an 18-year-old orphan named Anya who hopes to find her real family hits theaters. Little does she know that she is the Grand Duchess Anastasia of Russia. The song Journey to the Past takes place as Anya leaves the orphanage to courageously discover her past. Journey to the Past received nominations for Best Original Song at the 70th Academy Awards. Last year, a Broadway production of Anastasia was created and has been selling out shows in New York. We hope that you enjoy Journey to the Past.
Heart, don't fail me now. Courage, don't desert me. Don't turn back now that we're here.
matter where our lives take us, the road somehow brings us back home. The song Homeward Bound is meant to depict the feelings of those that leave and those they leave behind. The song states, "Bind me not to the pasture, chain me not to the plow, set me free to find my calling, and I'll return to you somehow." This piece has become an anthem around the world for soldiers returning home to their families.
Tonight's performance of Homeward Bound is dedicated to Professor Nash Robinson. She was a vocal professor at Central Michigan University who suddenly lost her life this year. This piece was her absolute favorite, and all of her students loved performing this under her direction.
In the quiet, misty morning, when the moon has gone to bed, when the sparrows stop their singing, and the sky is clear and red, when the summer ceased its gleaming, when the corn is past its prime, when adventure's lost its meaning, I'll be homeward bound in time. Bind me not to the pasture, chain me not to the plow, set me free to find my calling, and I'll return to you somehow. If you find it's me you're missing, if you're hoping I'll return to your thoughts, I'll soon be listening. In the road I'll stop and turn, then the wind will set me racing as my journey nears its end, and the path I'll be retracing when I'm homeward bound again. Bind me not to the pasture, chain me not to the plow, set me free to find my calling, and I'll return to you somehow. In the quiet, misty morning, when the moon has gone to bed, when the sparrows stop their singing, I'll be homeward bound again.
In 2007, the musical Hairspray made its movie debut after being on Broadway for 6 straight years before. This musical comedy centers around Tracy Turnblad, a high school student from Baltimore, as she follows her dream to perform on The Corny Collins Show. Throughout the entire musical, Tracy speaks out for equality and ultimately convinces society around her to accept each person for who they are, not what they look like. Feel free to clap along to this musical closer featuring Jason Hunter on the drum set.
And you can try to stop my dancing feet, but I just cannot stay
Yeah, we threw the props in today, so that was kind of a brand new concept. But let's hear it one more time for 7th grade and Jason Hunter.
Last year, the musical La La Land inspired musicians all over the world to follow their dreams. This musical follows an inspiring actress and dedicated jazz piano player who struggled to make their dreams become reality. Another Day of Sun is an opening number of the musical, which takes place on a busy highway in Los Angeles, California. The song conveys that when life gets you down, get back up because there will always be another day of sun.
Shenandoah has been a choir favorite here at Roseville Middle School for years. This beautiful piece was originally an American folk song which those that sailed the seas would sing as they crossed over many bodies of water toward their destination. Shenandoah refers to their homeland where the Shenandoah River flows freely. It reminded them of home and how they would be there again someday. We hope you enjoy Shenandoah.
Our next song is from the 1914 musical Watch Your Step by Irving Berlin. This was the first stage show that Berlin ever wrote. In total, there were 175 performances of this musical in New York City. This song is unique because you will hear an original melody against a secondary melody. These are formerly known as Berlin double songs. Feel free to clap and tap along to Play For Me a Simple Melody.
One with
Broadway? Wicked is a Broadway musical based around the story of the Wizard of Oz. This musical is told from the perspective of the Wicked Witch of the West and Glinda the Good Witch. These characters spend a majority of the musical as rivals due to a similar love interest, but ultimately discover that they can relate to one another. The two witches become friends and sing the song For Good as a farewell to one another. As the song states, people come into our lives for a reason, making this one of the most celebrated songs based on friendship.
As the 8th grade performs this song this evening, we reflect on those throughout our middle school days that have helped us and those that we will remember forever as we journey on to high school. We hope that you enjoy For Good.
The musical went open on Broadway in 1996. The musical takes place in the Lower East Side of New York during the 1990s. The song Season of Love is the opening song in Act 2. The song suggests that how do you actually measure a year in your life? Is it measured by the breaths that we take, the people that we meet? Is it measured in love? As we close the book to this chapter in our lives, we reflect on the ways that we measured the love that we have received throughout middle school and those that have guided us through this adventure. We conclude the spring concert with Seasons of Love, featuring Jason Hunter on the drums.
before we perform our final piece, there are a couple of people that deserve recognition. Absolutely none of this would happen without our accompanist, Miss Deb Churchill. She is incredible. We are so fortunate to have her. I told her this afternoon, I said, look, I put your name in the program as accompanist extraordinaire, and she said, please make sure that people know I didn't write it that way and that it was the director, not the piano player. So there you are. I don't know if there were any board members with us this evening. Are there any board members with us this evening? Well, none of this would be possible without them either. So even though they're not here, we will recognize that the support of the arts is a huge thing in this district, and we highly appreciate the ability to do things like this. So let's give a round of applause. And of course, absolutely none of this would be possible without the support of you. The students come here every day, we learn music, we sing, we dance, we do all kinds of things, and then they go back home and hopefully they share some of this with you. But you being here tonight is a huge support. So students, we are going to give your families a round of applause for being support. This final piece is titled This Is Me. This year, a brand new musical came out. It's titled The Greatest Showman. If you've never seen it, you need to. Hugh Jackman plays the character of P.T. Barnum, who kind of started the first idea of a circus. So this piece is all about the individuals that we are, knowing that doesn't matter what anybody says, we have to be ourselves. So this is me.
Won't let them break me down.